soccer became a varsity sport at the University of North Carolina in 1979. At the age of only 24, Anson Dorrance became the first and to date only head coach of the women's team. He and Bill Palladino, his chief assistant since 1980, have become the architects of an enduring NCAA dynasty. Throughout the years of elite play, the UNC women's program has become synonymous with a distinguished list of legendary players, both in collegiate soccer and with the U.S. national team. April Heinrichs, Carla Overbeck, Christine Lilly, Mia Hamm, Tisha Venturini, Cindy Parlow, Lindsay Tarpley, Heather O'Reilly.
You know, that 2006 season is, I still look back on it and I have so much pride. I was one of the senior captains that year. Didn't know what to expect coming into the season because we were going to have so many freshmen coming in. And then this freshman class just really brought it for the season and finished off on the highest note that you could finish off on with a national championship. And looking back, I mean, not too many people win their last game of collegiate athletics, you know, and I'm one of those that got to go out on a win. And, you know, it was the best feeling. And, you know, I love this school, I love this team and the program, so there was nothing better than that feeling.
This is the story of the 2007 team and their attempt to uphold the winning tradition that has defined UNC women's soccer.
I think the thing with us over the years with Carolina is just psychologically we want to make sure we match their intensity. They're such a great team in pressing and they put so much pressure on you.
We humiliated Notre Dame last year. We didn't just beat them, we humiliated them. Anyone that saw the game, it was total domination. The score doesn't look like it because obviously in the last couple minutes they stuck one. But if you look at the game from beginning to end, we went in as co-number ones and we just embarrassed them. It's
been difficult because we didn't think we performed real well in the final last year against Carolina. And in fairness to them, they didn't let us perform real well.
Randy's a good coach, and he's going to see how well we played defensively. And I'm sure between last year's defeat and now, he's trying to get his team to play similarly.
You can't ask for a better way to start the season, and that's why we're excited about being able to do this. And then I think Notre Dame's looking at it the same way we are to a certain extent. A great learning experience for their team and get ready for the season.
Here's what I predict. They're going to come out after us basically to have revenge on what occurred last year. So please understand that we're going to have to go after them defensively, but I predict they're going to go after us defensively. What's the first option every time you get the ball? Shoot the damn thing. What's the second option? Beat someone off the dribble to either shoot it or cross it. What's the third option? Get someone in. Always look to get people in. What's the fourth option? Change the point directly. What's the fifth option? Go forward. You guys humiliated them a year ago. And this has been on their minds. There's a bitter taste in their mouth. It's been there since last December. So trust me, they're going to come after you. That kind of emotion lasts 20 minutes. We have to weather a 20-minute, 9-month emotional storm. Are you with me? And if they think they're going to come after us, what are they going to get? We're going to be going after them. Are you ready? Here we go. Let's get them. And here is the margin of victory. Under severe pressure, 4 players around her. Nogueira holds possession and directly changes the point.
Heather O'Reilly, Karras out of the goal. O'Reilly keeps it alive.
Great composure here by Hev, just to chip it over the 2 defenders into an open goal. That was the first one. Great change of point by Case. The pressure buys this for us. Great long touch by Engen, a bent ball into the box. Nogueira, tremendous finish. We're up
It's the freshman again, Casey Nogueira.
and great game. Great game. That's
Nice
awesome.
game.
Good stuff.
Nice game. Nice game.
Great job.
Over the past 28 years, Anson and Bill, Dino, my husband of 6 years, have been at the helm of the women's soccer program. During that time, they have established a powerful set of core values that they believe are the keys to their success and that would apply to excellence in any organization. One of those core values is resilience, and that is defined as you don't freak out over ridiculous issues or live in fragile states of emotional catharsis or create crisis where none should exist.
It's more difficult to stay on top than to get there. Mia Hamm.
People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Raquel Carvelson. I'm a member of a team, and I rely on the team. I defer to it and I sacrifice for it because the team, not the individual, is the ultimate champion. Mia Hamm.
It was a really cool Mia Hamm's induction. She got up there to speak when she was inducted into the Hall of Fame, and one thing she said that really touched me, she was talking about her experiences at North Carolina, and she said one of her favorite things was our philosophy of playing for each other. And when she was talking, what she was saying is that, you know, when I played at North Carolina, what we believed in was you couldn't really play your best game every single game. But one thing you could guarantee is if you were playing well, you were going to carry the people around you, because we knew that there were going to be some games where you weren't going to play your best and your teammates were going to carry you. And she said what she loved about her career, from her collegiate career right through her national team career, were the connections she made and the friendships she developed. Well, that's our philosophy. We are going to play for each other. Does that make sense? Which means if you're on fire that day, you carry everyone around you, because there are going to be some days when you're not going to be on fire and your teammates are going to carry you. Does this make sense, girls? We play for each other when we're out there.
We talked about things. We had a senior dinner maybe 2 days into preseason, and we talked about just carrying on the tradition of at Carolina, playing hard for each other. One of the big goals we had this year was just carrying on the tradition that was set previously by our seniors who graduated in 2006, and just being there for our freshmen and making sure that we embrace them coming into the season, and making sure that they felt comfortable with us as a team. As a freshman, I wish we could have come and walked on the field and just taken the field with the team, because it's just, like, you don't really grasp how special this experience is. Like, Mia Hamm walked on this field, you know, Cindy Parlow, like, it's just an amazing, amazing experience. So I just hope you guys grasp by the end of this season what it really means to be a Tar Heel.
Just them being here was enough for us to embrace them, and that, you know, it was going to be hard and they were going to have to prove themselves to Anson, but that we were there for them 100% no matter what.
At 211 degrees, water is hot. At 212 degrees, it boils. And with boiling water comes steam, and steam can power a locomotive. 1 extra degree makes all the difference, and the 1 extra degree in athletics, whether it's physical or mental, separates the good from the great. And I think that's a really interesting thing to think about, because there's a lot of teams trying to win the national championship, but why does this team consistently do it? And I think it kind of comes down to that 1 extra degree, whether it's sliding to save a ball that's going out of bounds, or that little extra effort to make the 10th 120 or 10th cone. That's what separates us. So it might seem like a huge thing, like we can't really think ahead and say, how do you win a national championship? There's so many little pieces that make up that last degree, but each little thing we do is going to come together and can have a huge effect, just like the 1 more degree in water can power a locomotive. So I just thought that was
I think coming into the program, something that's kind of special, I don't know if it's a combination of Anson selecting and recruiting certain individuals, and just knowing that people who choose to be part of something that has such a great expectation, that's saying a lot about an individual. And I think when we come in, maybe that's where even our respect for each other begins, is knowing that we take this step together. And just the choice to kind of take on the challenge of such a great dynasty is something that bonds us.
The true joy in life is to be a force of fortune instead of a feverish, selfish little clod full of ailments and grievances, complaining that the world does not devote itself to making you happy. George Bernard Shaw.
When you decide never to give in, give up, or take no for an answer,
then miracles begin to happen. Rosie Cash.
The person who said winning isn't everything.
Never won anything. Mia Hamm.
the vision of a champion is someone who is bent over, drenched in sweat at the point of exhaustion when nobody else is watching. Anson Dorrance in a note to Mia Hamm.
And in the early spring of 1994, in the final semester of Mia's senior year, I was driving through the park, and out of the corner of my eye, I could see this figure sprinting 5 and back, 10 and back, 15 and back, 20 and back, 25 and back. And without her noticing, I pulled over to watch. And she was doing a grueling fitness exercise we call cones. Between these sprints, you could see her hunched over, sweat pouring from her brow. And because it was early in the morning and cool, hot air was shooting from her lungs as she was struggling to catch her breath. I was so impressed, the second I got into work, I scribbled a note to Mia, dropped it in the mail, and I forgot about it. The vision of a champion is someone who is bent over, drenched in sweat, at the point of exhaustion when no one else is watching.
Sitting out teaches you how hard those girls work. Every single sprint they make is like as hard as they can go. That's the least I can do to go do a few sprints over there.
The final measure in athletic greatness is what you are willing to sacrifice on your own to achieve it. And knowing that she had kept that note and seeing it showcased so prominently in her book is one of the most heartfelt gifts I have ever been given. So, thank you, Mia, for being such a loyal, caring, humble, self-sacrificing, and extraordinary woman, and welcome to the Hall of Fame.
Anson, thank you so much for that. I was 17 years old when I went to college, and my parents went to live over in Italy. And so all major decisions I had to pass through him. But I am completely honored and blessed that you are the one that stood up here today. Whenever I give speeches, whenever I'm asked to talk, I think about Anson and the way he so eloquently expresses his thoughts and his feelings, and I truly believe that is a gift.
I'm trying to think of what the core values are. I usually have like cliff notes.
We'll send them to you. Yeah. We keep updating them.
Is nutrition one?
Heck no. I mean, with us, are you kidding me?
That's why.
Yeah, exactly. Why would nutrition be one for us? This is the foundation of our game at the University of North Carolina. Basically, your capacity to win duels. This is the ultimate duel because not only are you attacking and trying to win the attacking duel, you're defending and trying to win the defending duel. So this is a 3-minute battle of basically your will against someone else's. So figure out ways to win. And go after it the whole time. This is also part of your fitness basing. But this is our mentality. If we win the majority of these kinds of duels in a game, we're going to win the majority of the game. So never quit. Just keep going after it and figure out ways to win, win, win. Is Rachel kicking her ass? It looks like it. Look at this. I love her arrogance. That girl could be a world beater. We can just get her foot problem solved.
So many amazing players had come before me. I mean, Christine Lilly, Tisha Venturina, Mia Hamm. I mean, so many players that were even stars on the national team, not just at UNC. And so I felt like I was representing them because they had worn Carolina blue before me. And so I think the girls probably feel the same type of pressure to represent the players that from my generation, and then the Mia Hamms and Christine Lilly, that generation as well.
By number 54, Casey Magaria.
If that can become a part of our repertoire, we're going to score goals in buckets. And we should be able to score goals in buckets off of all our set pieces. And we'll have a critique. So set it up.
Let me tell you, if we put all of these elements together, we're going to score buckets. To choose one's own way. And there were always choices to make. Always. Every day, every
Tobin's
hour,
a big help. I like that.
Offered an opportunity to make a decision which determined whether or not you would submit to the powers, to those powers which threaten to rob you of your very self, your inner freedom, which determined whether or not you would become a plaything of circumstance.
Don't become a plaything.
In the final analysis, you just did it. You got it. I know, I just did it. In the final analysis, it becomes clear that the sort of person you are is the result of an inner decision. Therefore, any man can decide that this last inner freedom cannot be lost.
Yeah, victory, Frankel's man's search for meaning. Well done.
Step up! Step up! Right back.
Another lightning thing.
It's a warning, is that what it said? Yes, you have to be out the field.
Your attention please, this game is now under delay due to a weather advisory.
Close that door. Close that door. Because right now what I'm seeing is you're treating all these games like shooting drills. Are we a better team than Florida State? You're damn straight, but no one's going to ever know it because we can't hit the frame with a shot. And then when we do hit the frame, we're shooting near post. You are declaring what kind of team you are right now with the way we're losing these games. Right now, it's so razor thin for us to beat a quality team. The defense has to play flawlessly, and so does our goalkeeping. So what I want you guys to do for a while until we go back out there is stew a bit and sort out what sort of team we're going to be, because the sort of team we're selecting to be right now is not a quality team. And it's not like we can't hit the frigging frame. I've seen us hit it. There's got to be a focus. Do you understand what I'm saying? Otherwise, this is a building year. and we do go in as a 64th seed, and we're playing away against teams that can hit the frame, and then we're finished. We've got 30 minutes to sort out how we're going to play. You understand what I'm saying? Coaches are leaving. You guys sort out what the season's going to be for you.
When he walked out of that room and basically was kind of saying, like, you guys can throw the season away right now. If you guys don't figure it out, you guys are done. I think he was just searching and trying to find a way to motivate us. After putting some thought into it, I mean, I think we all kind of realized, like, that's what he was doing. But it was hard to take.
Like it's the World
It
Cup, like it's
definitely was a wake-up call for all of us. I don't think any of us, especially the upperclassmen, had experienced something like that coming from him.
He said to us, maybe this is a rebuilding season. And that was devastating for me because as a senior, you don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear that your season is being used to rebuild the team. And I think that a lot of people felt that way. It's like, are you kidding? Like, do you see the talent that's on this team? Yeah, we're not producing, but we're every bit capable of doing that. So I think that was what really motivated us. Like, we were just like, we have to show him that this is a team that can get things done. We can accomplish great things.
We should go out there as a team. And this is not a building year. I don't know what he's saying. We are good. We're damn good. Now let's prove it.
We play with heart in practice. I see us playing with so much heart in practice. I see people yelling at each other, that's my ball. I mean, let's play like that against other teams.
Hi, Allie.
She had called because obviously with the storm and everyone, I think she was watching the feed through the internet and nobody knew what was going on, obviously, because the game kept getting postponed and there was like this major delay. I mean, Allie's such a sweet girl. She just called to let us know that she loved us and, you know, she believed in us.
All right, thanks, Allie. Let's talk to you in a bit. Bye. Allie loves us and she wants us to go kick some butt and win.
I thought it was very sweet of her to call. I mean, I think it's understood that we all care for each other, but I think one great thing about this team is that people often go to their way to say kind of the unsaid, which I think is very important to do.
Let's go.
Let's go, Heels!
Watch us win.
Wider, Tobes. Wider, Tobes, wider.
Go at him! Go at him!
That's why we don't take her off. Yeah. To win this thing in golden goal, I mean, that's a hell of an achievement. Now, I remember last year, the turning point was the UConn game because we fought like hell. Did you guys feel like a different team in that half?
Yes.
Well, those were the decisions you guys made in the locker room to be different. Sterling, was that your shot?
No, that was Kling.
Oh, Kling. As we get older, you're going to have to tell us, you know, what's happening on the field. Now, it was unorthodox. It was what we call a catapult. Sort of hits her shin, then her foot, and then it's sort of looped into the goal. Hey, but girls, we can build on this. Do you guys agree? We can build on this. Now, we got a game. If we lose the game on Sunday, what happened today is totally irrelevant. We got to get our bodies back, because right now we're frigging falling apart. So we got to warm down thoroughly, stretch thoroughly, and then we will celebrate tonight. Anyway, great win. Great win.
players over here, away from the camera.
Jess, you played great.
Thanks.
Played great. And the decision to start Robin was a great one.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden, I mean, here's the interesting thing. We got to throw Kling up front. Her mobility is crucial for us.
Yeah.
So that was great. But anyway, whatever you guys said in the locker room after I left was great. So well done. Well done.
I think I was in tears. I was so happy. It kind of felt like maybe we had turned a corner. You know, it was such a rocky start. It was just like we were taking one hit after the other, and it was so easy to like think that, oh, this team can't do it. I think after that we realized that we were special, and it was, I mean, an unbelievable feeling.
1, 2, 3, team! Guys, make sure we get up.
Yeah, heels! Good stuff, heels!
No, no, no! Yes. Yes, yes, yes!
Yeah, Ashlyn is so talented. I mean, we had seen her pull these amazing saves in practice, and I mean, everyone was pulling for her.
That game showed a lot of things about us. It showed our character to come back, first of all, and equalize the game. And it's very daunting when you're a team like we are and we have so many things, and that one fact that's kind of always lingers is like, you know, we always lose in a penalty shootout. And to go into that and to be able to be confident that, you know, people could step up and could take on the challenge and take on this burden and kind of change our history. I felt character-wise that was great.
The entire postseason is basically dedicated to the seniors. And you're playing for the seniors because you want to send them out champions. And so before every game in the tournament, Anson talks about one of the seniors and why we should be playing for that player.
We want these seniors to know we've appreciated their leadership through their entire run. Now, let's make sure they go out winners. Are you with me? So here we go. Let's take them out. Let's get them.
Number 10, Brittany Bond.
We knew they'd had a long throw. It was textbook what we were expecting from them, and it was like we all just watched and let it happen. And, you know, we were prepared for it. We huddled, you know, and we got together on the field and we talked about it, you know, let's stay calm. Like this, you know, we have plenty of time. The typical Anson talk, you know, we planned on scoring at least one goal today, so at the very worst we're going to go into a tie. And still feeling very, very confident at that point, and like all of like maybe 13 seconds later, they scored again. I mean, the first half, we were down 2-0, but actually, immediately after, we had some great chances. So it was actually pretty amazing just seeing that we didn't let down, because we easily could have caved right there and given up, and we didn't.
That's all right, White. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Here we go.
Penalty. Come on, Allie.
By number 33, Allie Long on a flip flip. I was on a penalty kick. Assisted by number 24, Jessica Maxwell.
Congratulations. Get your shot. Nice play ball. Again. You guys were great. Good luck the rest of the way. Nice game. Congratulations. Great throw on that first goal. Well done. I'll tell you what I absolutely love. You guys are great leaders. You supported everyone every step of the way. This is one of those incredibly enjoyable seasons, except obviously for the conclusion. But you guys are wonderful. You played your hearts out. But also, you made a difference. The things we talked about on the first day when you guys weren't in the room is basically there are two elements of greatness. One is certainly success on the field for an athletic team, which we've certainly shown this year. But the other thing is the way you guys have compassion for each other. And,
I remember talking to some of the other seniors after the game. It was just kind of more upsetting that the whole thing was over than actually losing. And it would have been nice to end the season on a high note. But I guess to realize that it was all coming to an end was pretty tough.
Just being a senior and you're trying to interpret all these mixed emotions coming in. I mean, you know, the whistle blows and your season's over, your soccer career for many is over. And in that short span of time, you're trying to figure everything out and kind of piece everything together. And, you know, there's the immediate disappointment of losing that game and what we could have done better, but then, you know, thoughts about not playing again. I think it was really hard. It was really difficult. And then, you know, looking at the other seniors and not even just the other seniors, but all your other teammates who you won't play with again. It was difficult. You couldn't really comprehend what was going on.
There's just a whole bunch of mix of emotions because, I mean, you don't really think about your season, basically your career being over until it happens. So for me, this is tough. I'm sorry. I don't know. Everything like flashes back. And you just think about all your memories and your friends and everything that you've learned. We're a family. Despite the fact that people just look at us and don't really understand what we're about. It is about the soccer, but it goes beyond that. It just goes beyond the field. And I know that for many years to come, that I will have people to lean on if I ever need it because of this program. And that's what I take from this season.
I'm going to read you guys an excerpt from my losing season, a book I read by Pat Conroy. Winning makes you think you'll always get the girl, land the job, deposit the $1 million check, win the promotion, and you go accustomed to a life of answered prayers. Winning shapes the soul of bad movies and novels and lives. It is the subject of thousands of insufferably bad books and is often a sworn enemy of art. Loss is a fiercer, more uncompromising teacher, cold-hearted, but clear-eyed in its understanding that life is more dilemma than game. I learned much, much more from loss. I think we can, if loss has anything that's positive, by the way, I'm not one of these people that has sort of a Pollyanna attitude about losing. I love to compete from positions of winning. I think it gives us a confidence. So I don't want teams to ever think they can ever beat us. I want to win games not just, because we happen to squeak in a goal. I want to win games by dominating. I want to throttle teams and consistently throttle them so they never feel in the back of their minds that we can ever be dominated. And even though we lost this year, no one dominated us. And I like that. In fact, did you see the celebration of the Notre Dame team at the end of the game? I didn't either. Do you know why? They didn't celebrate. They knew they dodged bullets, and they knew they were dominated. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I think domination is something that we always want to preserve, but let's see if we can figure out ways to win along the way. We are living a dream here. And I want you to see your dream through the words of this kid. The title of this letter is UNC for Me by Emily Kessner, and she's got her team initials AHFC number 12. My name is Emily Kessner, and I am 10 years old. One thing that you need to know about me is that I love to play soccer. I've been playing soccer for a long time. When I go to college, I'm going to play soccer for UNC. I have always wanted to play for the best team. I asked my mom who was the best college team. She looked it up on the internet and told me UNC. They had the most championships, the best players, and the best coach. this kid's going to get a lot of playing time.
Casey Nogueira is having a National Player of the Year season. She is averaging almost a goal a game, and if you look at our schedule, this might be the toughest schedule that anyone's played in the country this year, and for Nogueira to be averaging a goal a game against that schedule is just a remarkable achievement for her. So I think the difference between last year and this year is certainly that we're scoring goals.
I know I will never change my mind. I know I can do it. So I'm going to keep working hard to be the best I can be in the game I love. I am Emily. Watch for me in 8 years. I will be playing for UNC. So there's her little...
Losing two remarkable personalities in Nikki Washington and Megan Klingenberg, what was really neat about both of them is we asked them to, sacrifice a bit of their egos by coming off the bench. Basically, it served us well and it served them well because we certainly helped them prepare for their World Cup event, but they also really helped us prepare. So, yeah, we've been preparing to play without them all year, and I just want to credit their character because no complaints about, how many minutes they were going to get or coming off the bench, and it made a huge difference for us.
Notre Dame right now is starved for a national championship. They are going to do anything to make sure you guys go down. Their best weapon right now is these are great grinders. And I am making that statement with the utmost respect. I love grinders, kids that are willing to fight for 90 minutes, and these kids are going to fight for 90 minutes. They're going to bring to bear their physicality against you.
Well, I think Whitney is absolutely extraordinary in the back. There have been so many games this year where she's stepped up and almost single-handedly kept us in the game or just come up so big for us. And how solid she's been in the back for us has made a huge difference this year, I think.
They're going to come after us physically. We have to embrace that, accept it now, and then go after them physically. Does that make sense? If we don't bring to bear that aspect of the game, we're history. Are you with me? Okay.
And another difference is we're reconstructing some things. I think Elle and Allie hit the nail on the head. I mean, we've got to tip our hats to what's happened in the back, and I certainly credit the three kids we have playing back there, Whitney Engen, Christy Eveland, and Rachel Given, and our outstanding pair of goalkeepers, but also Bill Palladino that's reconstructed a defense that basically returned in the back three, one starter. And I think that's been a great story for us this year as well.
Jessica Maxwell. I was hoping to get up there to see you guys this weekend, but our year-end deadlines are quickly approaching, and my manager doesn't seem to understand how big of a deal the Final Four is. So I'll be there in spirit cheering for you guys from in front of the TV. Good luck. Kick some ass. Miss you guys.
We play for those girls who lost last year. We think about those seniors all the time, and we didn't want this same thing to happen with this group of seniors. So it's good to be back.
We've come a long way this season through injuries, through tough games, and players leaving for national team commitments, but through it all, the fun-loving spirit of our team has never wavered. I think that is why we have had success in the field, because we never forget that feeling you had as a kid when you ran out in the field with not a care in the world. As we go into this weekend, I'm so excited to see the culmination of all our hard work this year as we battle some of the best teams in the nation in the playing field. I can't believe my time here at Carolina is coming to a close, and I can't even begin to say how much I will miss this team and all the fun that we've had. All I keep thinking is that I don't ever want the dancing to stop. So we play for Anna, we play for Yael, we play for Mandy, and we play for Allie. Are you guys ready? Here we go.
Carolina faced unbeaten and top-ranked Notre Dame. The Irish had trailed only once all year for about 2 minutes. And Notre Dame takes the lead against UNC in the first 17 seconds today. Carrie Hanks beats Ashlyn Harris, 1-0 Irish. It will stay that way until midway through the second half. After a foul, Carolina's awarded a free kick, and Casey Nogueira drills it, 1-1. Just when it looks like the teams will play overtime at Wake Men's Soccer Park, Guerra goes on the attack. She gets room and rifles a perfect left-footed shot into the top of the net, and now Notre Dame trails for the second time all year. North Carolina celebrates another national title.
On the greatest platform that we have, which is the national championship final, she scored 2 of the most phenomenal goals I've ever seen. And the thing that's kind of cool about that is obviously our game doesn't get much exposure. And certainly for the young girls that are watching, it gets almost none. I mean, as far as these young girls think, the only sort of people that can hit that kind of strike are these men that play in the Premiership. And what's kind of cool right now is in the national championship final, everyone who TiVo'd that game can show their kids, you know, this is how women can play. So.
Casey, can you comment on that?
Great question. Not really, but that's really nice, Anson. I would say that I owe all of it to my team. The team is always just like a family, and Anson and Dino and Chris and Tom always create this family environment that is just different than any team I've ever been on. And it's just knowing that you'll do anything for the girl next to you and she'll do anything for you. And it's just so special to be part of this program and just be national champions again.
About 2 weeks ago, Heather O'Reilly came up to me and we were talking, and she told me, win the national championship your freshman year, because you don't know when you're going to get another chance to win it. And to win it your freshman year, so next year you know what it feels like, and you can carry on that legacy for the next 3 years that you're going to be here.
We always like to play Notre Dame because they're a really good team, and they beat us the last 2 times before this game, and I think we remembered that and brought that as part of our motivation today when we played them.
I think one thing that we definitely remember from playing them is, you know, how physical they are. They battle the whole 90 minutes, and I think it was a bit of a shock when we played them the last 2 times. We were getting thrown around, and we kind of affected the way we played. I'm really proud of us today. I think that we competed, we battled.
Coach, if there's more parity in women's soccer now than there was 10 or 15 years ago, is what this team accomplished maybe even greater than what your earlier teams accomplished because it's harder?
I think that's a fair statement. I think winning in the age of parity is a huge achievement. It's more difficult in all kinds of ways. Not only is the caliber of competition better, and the experience of the coaches more sophisticated, but in the old days, you could win a championship by winning 3 games. Now you have to win 6. And the trouble with a game like ours, it's a roll of the dice. There's no guarantee, even on your best day, even on a day that you dominate, that you're going to win.
For a long time, and by long time I mean the last 4 years, I blamed Anson for my misery. I keep asking myself, why did I choose to do this for so long? Why didn't I just quit soccer, lose 100 pounds, and become America's Next Top Model? Something that I'm learning now is that teamwork is vital in succeeding in the quote-unquote real world.
I think one of the funniest moments to me at Carolina, which was my senior year at the national championship, we had lost 1-0. We go into the media room and we're sitting there and they're asking us question after question about the loss and how devastating this loss is to UNC and all this and that. And finally one of the reporters asked while we're laughing. And I said, you know, we've been telling you for I don't even know how many years that this soccer program is not just about winning and losing. We're a family, and it's about being a part of this university and this great family. Are we bummed we lost today? Of course. But winning and losing does not define who anyone on this team is.
and I tried. I made up my mind. Spent all the time I needed to just to refine. And I'm not gonna lie, I put everything aside to follow a dream I had burning so deep inside.
We'll do one more question, then we're going to break it up for one-on-ones.
Anson, I've got a question.
Okay.
Your program is based on a set of core values. Which core values are the most important in winning national championships? And what core value do you hope girls will take with them afterwards?
Well, it's so funny. The core values have nothing to do with winning national championships. I mean, our core values are set up because we don't believe in rules. We believe in basically living by certain principles. And all the principles are basically aimed at developing human beings. And to be completely honest, even though I'm certainly proud of our legacy of championships, the thing I'm most proud of is watching these young women develop into wonderful human beings, and the principles and the core values are directed at that more so than winning anything.
Okay. Break it up for any individual one-on-one.
Congratulations, girls.
Thank you.
And that's fun?
Yeah, it was so much fun.
Yeah.
The best part is every day at practice you came up and you said, how much fun is it?